Tape. Oh my goodness, why is this always like this? Every time one of these lives. It's never easy. Yeah, but it's all good. What's up, everybody? What's going on? We are live. Oh, hanging out in the Paramotor shop, my favorite place to be, of course. Gotta pour myself a drink of that water. Some bubbly water. Boom. All right. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Here we are hanging out in the shop. Dude, we just went out and we were just flying the Expedition, which was an epic flight, of course. I got my Paramotor wing here in the shop, too, right now, because I just actually got finished with my flying. And, man, lately, I want to say the last 3 weeks, I've been doing more flying than ever, and that's why I do apologize that I haven't been pretty accurate with doing my lives on my Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Man, it's like these flying opportunities have been coming. I've been soaking it up all I can here. Let me reposition the camera here a little bit better. Try to go like this. Sorry about that. All right, boom. Try to tilt you back a little. All right. But what's happening, everybody? What's going on? Like I said, we just got back from flying the Expedition with Pilot Tom. Pilot Tom and I just really went out on such an epic adventure, and it was such a good time. I was a little nervous about the cloud covers that we were having. We definitely had a really low cloud wall going on, so we couldn't fly over 1,800 feet today. But, man, we were buzzing around 1,600 feet. We were flying really low. We were, cutting through a little bit of, some dense fog and, some of the pockets of height we were at. Yo, what's up, Kurt? Dude, you got tornadoes coming where you're at, dude? No way, man. That's no good. Tornadoes? Geez, that's kind of scary, man. Dude, I've been doing the most flying I've ever done, man. I've been writing so much I have a flight book, that I've been, keeping all up to date of my flying, And, man, it was so epic today. We flew for probably roughly about, an hour and a few minutes. Oklahoma. Wow, dude, that's crazy, man. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm hoping that there's no tornadoes coming your way, man. I'm actually praying that you don't have any tornadoes coming. Oh, dude, I'm so thirsty, man, from all that crazy flying I did today. And what was so crazy was I flew the Expedition, and you guys can't tell from this angle of it because I'm showing the backside of it. The front, yeah, dude, anytime, man. I'm definitely gonna be praying that you guys don't get a tornado because that would be really terrible. So I'm assuming that, Kurt, you got really high winds going on over there. Is that what's going on right now? Dude, we've been having the best type of weather for flying with the winds, but we have been having some rain, and which has been making me mad. But 2 days ago, we had some pretty high winds, but that was the only day I couldn't fly. And then a few days ago, I posted a little short on my YouTube channel of me trying to fly. And dude, it was no good. I did not come close to getting off the ground. My wing actually wrapped over itself a bunch of times, and I never got off the ground. I was a little upset because the winds were really high, but I wanted to fly in it so bad. For me, I've been learning so much more with flying in higher winds that I'm starting to really enjoy it, especially when they're beach laminar. They got to be laminar. If I'm inland, that wouldn't obviously be safe or smart to be doing, So, not bad yet, but we'll be kicking here in a bit. Yeah, oh man, I bet, dude. That's crazy. I'm going to go watch the news tonight and make sure that you guys are all right. So yeah, man, I wanted to come on this live, dude. I'm trying to really be on these lives, like I said, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, especially more towards 4 o'clock. But today I went for a pretty epic flight with Pilot Tom that kind of screwed up the time here for the channel. But like I said, I'm always trying to hop on here. I'm trying to have people that are watching, you know, that have never have said anything. I would like to hear from them. I would like to know the people that are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm trying to really know what you guys like about my videos, why you subscribe to the channel, what you actually enjoy watching. Eric, what's up, dude? I'm happy that you're on the live, man. What's going on, buddy? What is happening, man? Dude, I just went for an epic adventure on the expedition here. This is my first paramotor I ever got. And, you know, obviously it has a different motor than it originally had. The first motor is this one. It had the EOS booster on there. But now I did find a used Vitarazi Moster 185, which is epic. I love it. It's really cool that I have two of these now because this paramotor now is basically what I've came to the decision of today is that this paramotor is definitely going to be my spare paramotor for if my other motor gives me any issues and I can't get out flying so I can at least get up in the air. And or if one of my other pilot friends has an issue with their paramotor, there is a paramotor right there for everybody to get to fly. So I'm really happy about that. And yeah, I'm just super stoked to have that paramotor. And this one, the FX is just like a little toy that I'm playing with. I kind of like want to still build this into a trike, but if I keep the EOS 100 booster on there, it technically wouldn't be good enough for a trike. Or like if I did a trike, I would have to have something with really good bearings, really good runways, and I feel like it would be really hard to get off the ground with it because it's like, you know, it's such a baby motor compared to the Vitarazi motors, you know. And the original motor that was actually on the FX was a 250cc heaviest frigid paramotor engine, I think, on the market. And that's why I took it off. It was so stupid heavy that it didn't make any sense. It was like, I think the motor alone weighed like close to 70 pounds. And dude, that's crazy. The Expedition weighs around 38 pounds, no fuel in it. And, or no, I'm sorry, that weighs like 42 pounds now with having the Vitarazi Moster motor on there. It might be even 45. I think it's actually like 45 pounds. And then the Star, which you guys can just barely see it. You guys can just see the hoop section over there. That one weighs like right around like 47 pounds to 50 pounds. It's like right there. And which I absolutely love that setup too, of course. But man, I just saw in the reflection of the video, you can see my two props right there. They're like not hanging straight down. I don't know why they're even moved. But anyway, we're here hanging out in the shop. I just went on a really good adventure. I wanted to come on this live. Like I said, I'm really trying to be dedicated to the Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And like I said, today's time was a little bit screwed up. I didn't actually think I was going to go flying today. We had rain in the forecast, and I just really didn't think it was going to happen. And now I have all this new video footage from my cameras, you know. I have all my cameras in here and my chase cam string. I always put it in here because I'm so afraid to always lose it. So yeah, so I have all my cameras in here, and we didn't fly with the chase cam today because I totally forgot to charge it, which is a bummer. But I do like the chase cam, but what I really do need to do is have like an extra battery for it because it's super annoying when this thing dies. Cat's probably playing with your props. Ha! Dude, that's actually a possibility. My cats, dude, the one time I did catch my cat up on the ceiling here inside the shop. And here, I can show you. I'm going to lean it back. So you guys can see I built this header that goes all around the shop. And that's where he was at. Oliver, he was up there inside the pocket of like where I guess it vents out to my soffit, you know, outside. And that little brat, I couldn't believe it. Up there crying too for me to like bring him down. I was super mad. I was like, what are you doing? Yo, what's up, man? Dude, you saw the burnout, man? Pretty epic, dude. You know what's funny is that I always tell myself I won't do those burnouts in the Model A anymore. And Clayton, I'm not going to lie, when I went to that car competition It was supposed to be like the best of the show, and it was supposed to be at or it was supposed to be the best burnout. And what was cool was that like I did have like the biggest set of tires on, on my ride, opposed to the other rides that were there. Don't get me wrong, there were some cool cars, and I wish I did a better video of the other rides that were actually at the car show. And this car show too, by the way, is a private, you get invited car show setup where it's not anyone can just go. That was my third year going now. I keep getting invited each year, which was sweet. But last year I didn't do the burnout because I had the Paramotor on the back. And the year before that, the first year I ever did it, I did go, and it was before I ever even had the idea of putting the Paramotor on the back. And I'll never forget, because the first time I went, Clayton, I went out, I went flying that morning. That was my fourth flight I ever did. I'll never forget it because I went beach flying with Azmat, and we flew like all the islands, and man, it was so amazing. And that's when I had my my first crash landing, and it was just me being a goofball. I was like playing with the brakes, and then the brake toggle with the throttle hand slipped out of my hand, and like a fool, I just let go of the throttle. And luckily, I was in a headwind, when I was flying, and I was so close to the ground that when I let off the throttle, I didn't realize my descent was just so quick, and I hit the ground and I slid in a landing, and I didn't break anything, I didn't hurt anything. I was able to get up and flying again real quick. But long story short, that afternoon is when I went to that first car show that I got invited to, which was cool, and I did a burnout then, but nothing like the burnout you guys just last saw. That burnout was probably the biggest burnout I've ever done so far in the 29. That's why I had to share it. It was actually pretty epic. But I'm not going to be doing any more burnouts like that. So this is points with a coil pack on the motor. I didn't break the coil. My front end shakes a very little bit, and I think it's due to my tires up front. So I want to get new tires on it. But what happens is sometimes it shakes, and it like broke the coil bracket, and it was hanging. And man, I'm so lucky I made it home because really it was just hanging on by the positive wire. If that would have broke off, I would have not have made it home. But dude, it was pretty sick, man. I blew everyone's mind there at the show, and that was pretty epic, man. And dude, the motor sounded so good, man. I've actually never really held it out like that, and it was cool, man. No one ever gets to see a Model A doing that, and I love that I get to do that. It makes me feel super good about it. I love it, and it's just always an exciting time. But dude, I got to go flying again today. Dude, I've been flying like more than I ever have this past week and last week. And man, I have so much videos that I'm trying to make for my next couple of YouTube videos, And it's hard, man. It's like I'm collecting so much more videos now because I'm flying so much more. I mean, like back-to-back flying. It's incredible, and I'm super happy. But like I was saying to everybody else, Clayton, today, because Kurt and Eric is on here, I flew the Expedition today, and the Expedition is this model right here that I have. This is my first Paramotor I ever actually got, and it's a SkyMax model. But it used to have the EOS 100 booster, which is on this model now. The EOS 100 booster is a great engine, but it's like, I like to explain it to my friends that don't fly. The EOS 100 is like going up an escalator, And obviously the Vitarazi Moster 185 is going up like a rocket. It is a dramatic difference in power. And but this motor blew up on me, which led me to get my first Vitarazi Moster 185, which is on the Star. That's the MY22 that's on the Star over there. And this one is the MY20 that I bought used from my man Lewis down in Puerto Rico, and he hooks it up all the time. I used to always get my parts through him first. He was my middleman for SkyMax, and then I met Dimitri, who's over there at West Coast Paramotors, right? He's over there in California, I believe, and that's who I get my SkyMax parts through now, direct from SkyMax over there in Kakistan. But no, dude, I absolutely love that I have that motor on there. And dude, today's flight was epic. And you know what was really crazy when I was coming in to land, I always love to kill my motor, especially when I know I'm set up right. You know, I love having the motor off in that last couple seconds of that glide feeling where it's like you, the wind, and your movements of making it do what it's gonna do. And dude, I went to go try to shut it off, and it didn't shut off. And I'm like, oh no, is the kill switch not working? And I landed on the ground, motor's still running. I'm hitting the kill switch, and it's not shutting down. I'm like, what the heck? Why is it not shutting off? You know, and then come to find out, my kill switch wire jumped off of the solenoid. It was a custom wire that I did make up for that, so I think it's obviously the wrong size that slides over that little nipple that comes out. So I do got to get that fixed. But right now it's already all hooked back up again. But I guess while I'm flying with that two-stroke motor running, it just bounced off of it. And so when I came in and landed, I didn't know what to do because my prop was actually spinning, like my idle was a little too high. And so Pilot Tom, you know, suggested while it was still running, he was like, yeah, you can prime the ball, flood it out, and see if it'll shut off. I'm like, oh, it's a great idea because my prime ball it's right on the side, really easy to get to. And I went and primed it, and then instead of it shutting down, it just lowered the idle, you know, big time. It didn't actually shut it off, but it lowered it down to where my prop actually stopped spinning, and I was able to put my hand back there and pull the spark plug cap off. And then when I pulled the spark plug cap off, obviously it shut right off. So, I'm glad that you actually said that, Clayton. So, this motor here has about, I think now, like 85 hours on it. Maybe I'm pushing a little bit higher than that. And I have not had to adjust that belt yet, but I didn't put all that time on this motor yet. So, and then the MY22, the one that I put all the hours on it, I think I'm pushing around like, I think 50 something hours on that engine now. And that motor has, I've never had to tighten the belt yet. Have you had that problem? You had to be tightening up your belt? That's actually crazy because I have heard from other people saying how much they have to actually go through and tighten their belts all the time. The only time I've ever actually tightened any belts on any of these motors was the EOS 100 booster that I have down here. And because when I used to do my takeoffs, when I'd go and zing that motor, because that motor, you know, you got to really be on it basically to get off the ground because it's such a smaller motor, that when I give that thing full throttle, you would hear the belt slip, you know, and it would squeal or whatever, just like, you know, like your car would squeal with a bad belt. And then I tightened that one up, and I haven't had to touch it since, but I haven't actually put any fly time on that engine yet since the whole rebuild and me figuring out why it was overheating and stuff. I hate how when I have my phone sideways like this, it takes away. So like I like the way it's cameraed. There we go. But I don't like how I can't see the messages unless if I click on it like that every time. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how I haven't had to adjust it yet. I had to tighten mine, or I had to tighten it many times. Yeah. Wow. Wonder why yours keeps getting loose. But you know what? It's not the first time I heard that. What model do you have? Do you have the MY20 or do you have the MY22? Or do you have actually the 18 or the 19? I'm actually curious to know because I had to get a new belt. Okay, okay, yeah, it's probably wise just to have the new belt. You should do a video on that. Okay, that's not a bad idea. I'll reach out to USA Paramotor. That's who I normally get the Vitarazi parts through as the middle guy through Vitarazi for me. And yeah, I'll do a video on that. I'll order a belt and I'll do it. The MY19. Okay, so Asmat has the MY19. That's the second paramotor that I worked on here in the shop. That was the Parajet. And man, his 19 was beautiful, man. I was so happy to do that work on his paramotor. And he's been flying his all the time. And we obviously resolved the problem with spark. And we also got that thing running a lot smoother. And because it was so, he used to refer it like it was really rough, you know, and shaky. And I found out why that was happening. I put it around like, I haven't had any trouble with the wire coming off. Oh, Kurt, that's actually a really great idea with the rubber band, man. I'm glad that you said that. That's actually a great idea. Oh yeah, you got your belt through Kyle at it's Paramotor USA, or is it USA Sky Sports? USA Sky Sports. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank right now, trying to think of it off the top of my head. Because normally I do all that stuff on my laptop, you know, the computer that I do all my video edits on for the YouTube channel. And so yeah, I'm having a hard time trying to think. But I know it's Kyle who I buy the parts through. Um, but dude, Curry, that's a great idea with the rubber band, man. That's super smart. Like if I can like somehow get it to grab on that wire to pull it down around the coil, that's an obvious no-brainer. Sky Sports, that's it. Sky Sports USA. Boom, that's what it was. Yeah, thanks Clayton for saying that. Yeah, so dude, Kyle is super cool. Kyle will actually, and he, if I'm not mistaken, is the owner of that company. He will sit there and video chat you through every step by step if you were confused on something with working on these engines. But these engines are so simple to me, you know. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've had that motor off and pulled it apart and put it back together. No, Kurt, that sounds great, man. Because, dude, that was actually my first time that wire actually came off on me in flight. And you know what's weird? Asmat, when he went flying, he took this from our one beach here that you guys see me doing all my flying, and he flew like 5 beaches south. Basically all the way to the bottom of Jersey. And then when he flew back, he had a motor out. And I thought he said that wire jumped off, the kill wire jumped off, and it shut the motor off, which that's really weird to think, because if he had a motor out and that came off, it didn't happen to me, you know. I didn't have a motor out when the wire jumped off. I just obviously couldn't shut down the engine the right proper way, you know. It felt funny trying to like flood the engine out and then pulling the spark plug, but Eric, what's up, dude? Yeah, so Eric's probably, what are you, a little confused about what I was just saying? So it's just a wire. There's a kill switch. Do I have a handle? Let me see. I think I have a handle on the wall. Oh yeah, I do. Awesome. This is why I love keeping my spare parts. So this is the throttle, Eric, that you see me flying with. This is a Vitarazi throttle. It's actually, most pilots would say, please get a different one. But to me, it's like the only throttle I've been flying with. So right now, it's obviously a hollow throttle, you know. You know, the cable goes in through the back there, comes up, and it, you know, hooks up to here. But then on the top here, Eric, would be a big red button as a kill switch that would shut the motor off, you know. You push the button here, and it shuts it right down. Oh, my throttle. I have the kill switch on both buttons in the red and green. So no matter. Oh yeah, nice. So that's cool. So it's like your starter buttons, your kill wire now too. Your kill. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, these are the throttles that I rock. This one actually came with that Vitarazi Moster 185 engine when I bought it used. And I didn't really like this throttle out of all the other ones I had, because this one was definitely more on the beat up side. And I could probably clean this up and make it look nice, but then I might as well just buy another one, you know. But it operates fine. There's actually no issues with it. I just, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of how it was just so beat up, and, you know, there were a couple spots on it that were broken, and that's why I was like, you know what, I'm just going to rock my other 2 that I have, you know. So altogether, I have 3 of these now. And my other throttle that I have that's for this setup is a really cooler, different style that I always keep like debating on putting on the other Paramotors. I don't know why I haven't done it, but it's just actually a lot bigger, but it's all metal compared to this. Scoob, what's up, dude? What's happening, man? Welcome to the live, man. I'm happy that you're on here, dude. We went for an epic flight today, dude, again, but this time I took the Expedition. Went up for a really good flight. The only thing I do hate every time I take the Expedition up, which actually that was my longest flight I've done. Broke my phone Friday. My monitor died yesterday. Oh, no way, dude. All going now. Hey, well, that's good to hear, Stu. I'm glad that you're back in action, man. Yeah, I hate it when I break my phone, dude. It's like the world comes to an end sometimes for me. But now, dude, so Scoob, dude, I went up and I flew the expedition today. I had a really great time. It was really a great flight with pilot Tom. It was awesome, dude. We went up to like 1,600 feet, dude. We got over the cloud coverage, dude. And then we were coming down. I hate to say it, but we got caught in the fog a little bit, and it was pretty dense, like at certain heights. Oh man, that's the worst, dude. I can't believe it was working and then it didn't. That stinks, man. Oh, really, Scoob? That's crazy to hear. I've flown over the clouds a lot, but today's flight was a lot different. Like it was amazing flying by the ocean, freezing cold. I shouldn't say freezing cold, but it was like 60 degrees with the cloud cover, so it was like I had to wear my sweatshirt. So I was trying to be not freezing up there because I thought it was gonna get colder the higher we went, so I put on my other jacket. Dude, we go up, man. It was so hot. It was so hot. I mean, like it felt like the temperature just rose up the higher we went up, and it was a ton of fun, you know. But the only thing that's scary though with flying into the clouds like that, it's like there's a couple moments where it's like, man, if an airplane's coming, I'm not gonna see them, and they're clearly not gonna see me. So I actually made the choice of flying lower, you know, because like I said, we were flying. I think our highest top flight today was like 1,600 feet, and then I came back down and was trying to, um, you know, kind of just play it safe. Obviously, we can't fly through clouds, and it was getting pretty dense up there. So I wanted to stay away from that. I didn't want to be breaking any rules, of course, or putting myself in danger, of course. Or Pilot Tom is the same. So, but dude, it was such a good flight, dude. So with my trims all the way in, I clocked 20 miles an hour, right? And that was with it was like no wind when we took off, no wind at all. And even when we landed, it was still maybe about maybe 6 mile an hour winds today on the beach. It was very light. So with the Roadster 3, 22 meter, and I weigh 155 pounds, and then this Paramotor weighing, like I said, somewhere right around the 45 to probably like 55 pounds with the fuel in it today. Trims all the way in with a little bit of a headwind, 21 miles an hour. Trims all the way out, I clocked 31 miles an hour, right? No speed bar, of course, because flying this, I didn't have a speed bar attached to this. It's on the star. And then when I turned around into that little bit of that tailwind, yeah, dude, it was great. And then it was the first time me actually clocking speeds. And then when I turned around into the headwind, all right, Eric, hey, that's cool. All right, what, your phone die? But yeah, so Scoob, when I turned into that tailwind, I turned into it, and then same thing. I had my trims in. I clocked at about like 25, 26 miles an hour, and then I took my trims out, dude, and I got up to 38 to 39 miles an hour. What's your AGL record to date? I actually, Kurt, I don't know what you mean by AGL. I'm really bad sometimes with stuff like that. If you don't mind actually writing it out so I know what you're talking about. I feel like I should know what that means too, and I feel kind of like a smacked ass trying to think about it. AGL above ground level. Oh, the highest I've been? Okay, yeah, right. So the highest flight I've done so far was 6,800 feet. I actually was told it was above 7,000 feet, but when I looked at my setup, I was at 6,800. Maybe I was a little bit higher than that. But no, my highest flight that I am aware of was 6,800 feet. Height above ground level, yeah. So 6,800 feet has been my highest. My pilot friends that I fly with, like I was flying with today, Pilot Tom, his top flight was 12,500 feet. And he wants to do a flight he wants to go above that and break that record, which I'm going to go do with him, which I'm really excited about. And he was claiming that we're going to try to push for that within the next like 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to that flight. And I'm trying to make sure I can have like all my cameras rolling and probably uh, bring my 7 with me to have as like another camera for the helmet cam, because like I said, I don't have another spare battery um for the 11 that I use now currently, and then obviously same with the 4. I don't have an extra battery, so yeah. What's the highest your guys' flights have all been? Scoob, how high have you gotten? Clayton, how high have you gotten? And Kurt, what's been your highest? So I'm at 6,800 feet. But normally when we go flying at the beach, it's always like we're not normally higher than 3,000 feet, because we do have the Atlantic City Airport, and when those planes come in, Spirit comes in and lands there. When they come in and land, they're like 3,000 feet. So mine is 6,700. Nice, dude. We were close to, yeah, it's epic, dude. That's actually really cool, man. I stay below 2,000 feet for now. Dang, Clayton over here topping all of us with the 8,000 feet. That's pretty epic, man. That's cool. To be quite honest, though, I'm normally flying at around the 1,000 feet to realistically 3,000 feet, because, like, I like to be up kind of on the higher side when I'm trying to do, like, my little mini wingovers, my spirals and stuff. And below 137 feet. Heard that? Definitely. Like today, man, I did a couple beach foot drags for the first time ever on the expedition. I've never done a foot drag yet on the expedition. The Salton Sea, dude, that's awesome. Hey, any of you guys going to Bad Apples? That's this weekend, isn't it? I actually wish I was going. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, 8,000 feet must have been really cool to see. So, Clayton, did you go and do that over on the West Coast, like over the mountains? Or like were you out of like a farm area? Were you close to the beach? Like, where'd you do that at? Yeah, okay, no, I hear you guys. Right. My problem is too, I have like a lot of stuff going on in this next month with like big parties and stuff like that, which I can't actually get out of, which I'm not against or anything like that, but next year I'm not gonna miss any of that stuff. Dude, you did that at the Salton Sea, dude? That's, man, that's epic. That's where I want to go. I want to go to the Salton Sea, man. I want to go see that area. I want to fly around. I want to see what those guys have posted on YouTube. Oh, right, Kurt. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, well, Bad Apples, I guess it's kind of far from me too, but I wish I was going to go. But there's going to be a big fly-in at Jersey City, PA, which I'm definitely not going to miss. I'm going to go to that one, but I think that's going to be more towards the end of summer, which I'm really looking forward to. I would like really, really love to do that. And, I do get nervous about fly-ins because it does seem like they're the most dangerous times. You ever hear anything? Dude, I bet you the canyon flying is probably the coolest ever. Outside of beach flying, like, I ain't gonna lie, beach flying, when you can just go up super high, and the next thing you know, you could be right at ground level, and you're flying right next to the ocean, your feet's just over the sand, and I feel like everybody always has their phones out, and they're all recording all of us, and, man, like, today, Pilot Tom was, actually, like, standing on my wing today, when I was just touching the ocean. And man, to me, that's like living the dream. I really do believe that paramotoring is hands down the best sport or the best ride I've ever been on. And it's always such a big adventure every time. And I don't know about you guys, but I've done a lot of things growing up. I grew up dirt bike riding, quad riding, riding golf carts, hot rodding, having funny sport cars, being a skateboarder, having the quad, which I still actually have my sport quad. And, but I just trail run her now. I don't go jumping it like I used to, but man, It's like this paramotor adventurous life is seriously the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's like the pinnacle of all sports. It's like these skills, like no matter what, every time you go flying, like I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm always learning something new every single time. Dude, it's so amazing, Kurt, and it's like to me, every time my feet come off the ground, it's like life changing every single time. And it's like that first flight feeling. It's like, I can't believe I'm flying, and like, man, my breath gets taken away every time. And the only thing I didn't like about today's flight was that for some reason I was having a hard time taking off on the expedition. I don't know if it's because I got so used to having the bench seat harness compared to because this one has the split leg harness. I don't know if any of you guys have had the pleasure of trying both. Dude, Clayton, flying a paramotor is the absolute best. I don't think there's anything better. I don't think there is anything more adventurous, super fun, sketchy sometimes too, for sure. But all around, it's like I love learning the weather. Like I never cared about winds before in my entire life. Don't get it wrong. Actually, I have done a lot with the winds, I guess, for jet skiing. And then when I got a boat, of course, I found out how important it is to really be on top of the winds and the current. And I definitely learned a lot about that when I got my boat license and stuff like that and went that route. But man, I don't know if you guys are into the water life at all, but what an expensive friggin' hobby. Like, I know paramotoring's not really that cheap. Neither is hot rodding. But boating is the biggest money wasting thing I've ever put my hands on ever. It's like if you can't take $100 bill and throw it in the water, you cannot be a boater or a jet skier. It's just like I feel like that's how it is in that industry. It's like I've never thrown away more money in my life until I became or until I got my boat license. And then once I got my boat license, it's like, dude, I can't tell you how many jet skis I've had. And if I just told you guys that I just recently just had a jet ski, I just got a jet ski, and then I scrapped it the next day. I got it for the engine, and I actually have the motor. Yeah, dude, exactly. You guys can see right there on the table, that's a Yamaha jet ski engine. And it's a 2-cylinder, 2-carburetor setup that I have. And what I'm doing with that, here, let me turn this a little bit like this. And what I'm doing with that is that I have a funny little boat that I'm not ready to share with everybody yet, but I'm going to share it as soon as that motor goes into the boat that's on the other side of the wall here. And it's pretty epic, to be honest with you. It's something that I've actually never owned before. And the reason why I wanted it is because it was a jet boat style, but it's the only thing I'll tell you guys is that it's small. Everyone I know got rid of them. Yeah, dude, definitely. The only thing I don't like is being cold while flying. I totally agree with that, man. That's why I actually, I totally overdressed for my flight today for sure. Oh, Kurt, I hear you, man. I'm actually just found out that I have a really bad hip on my left side. I have a really big issue going on, and I'm probably gonna have to get surgery. So I am actually very nervous about that. Yeah, no, Kurt, but still, trike flying is still very epic, and I actually want to trike fly really bad. It's definitely something I want to do. And Scoob on here, he trike flies, and he loves it. He talks about it all the time on here. That's what I want to be doing it. I want to learn that skill. Dude, I think I hear like my neighbors like right outside of the garage, and they're probably like, "Is Dan in the garage talking to himself?" It's awesome, actually. But no, so really seriously, but I do love being in the water though too. Obviously, I'm just, some of my friends think that I'm like this all around, wants everything kind of guy, but really, I just want to be simple. I want things that are small, and that's why I fell in love with paramotoring so much. Talk about flying, but having it small, like where you can put it in your car and you can pack it up. No, Kurt, dude, definitely enjoy both. Sure, it's nice to. Right. Well, that's why I really do have to say that beach flying is incredible because it's only heavy from my vehicle to the LZ spot. And some of the beach spots that I go to, I should do a video about how long it actually takes me to grab it off my back of the van or this and walk right to the beach. And really, like, I like the idea of, you know, just I just like the beach winds because as soon as your wing catches, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be a little scary because 15-mile-an-hour winds coming off the ocean feels like a lot because it's a constant breeze. There's no break in between it. It's just coming. And but dude, when your sail comes up and you're in that reverse setup, and then you just turn around and you crack the throttle and you just lean back, it is amazing. And I bet you it's the same thing for triking too. But I just feel like when you trike, you probably can't start off in high winds. Or maybe you can. Dude, Scoob, who's going to win, dude? Could you imagine if it was one of us? If it was one of us, we better post a video about it because that's... And I'm going to tell you guys right now that let's just say, in theory, which I already know that I probably won't, but if I did, if I won the electric paramotor, I actually wouldn't keep it. I would get it. I would definitely fly it once or twice, have all my buddies that I fly with fly it, and then I would actually give it away too. If I got that chance. That's what I would do with the electric motor. Oh, okay. Clayton, that's good to know, man. I never even thought about that. Yeah, dude, I ain't gonna lie, dude. The way that Tucker did those videos, and you see when he goes and takes off, he's like, instead of being straight when he's flying, he's like this flying straight. Like he's got like this crazy torque twist going on. And but still though, it's still an epic paramotor. I would love the experience of owning it for a short amount of time just to get it, fly it. Because dude, I hate the idea how long it takes to charge the battery. But I do have a friend that is a YouTuber, right? And he comes on the live sometimes, and he comments on a lot of my videos. His name is like, his YouTube name is like Panda something, but he's out of China, and in China, where he's at, you're not allowed to fly gas paramotors, but there's no law against the electric. So he's been building a really sweet electric paramotor, which I'm actually excited to see him finish. He has his one prototype finished, but he has like 2 other ones that he's working on right now, and he's making them supposedly like the best paramotors that have ever been, which I'm excited to see them finished. He shared with me a couple things, and I'm not trying to blow up his ideas or what he's doing, so I'm not going to say much more about it, but I do know that from what I'm seeing him do, it looks like way more and way better of time in the air. And he's probably flying a regular wing too. I can't think of the wings that he's flying. So I know that definitely takes in a big factor of what wing you're flying, your weight range, and like what style battery. But you know how you guys know those batteries are stupid heavy. And he told me that he's working on something special, something different, and it's very unique. And I'm excited to see his finished product with his latest setup that he's working on. So, because I think the one that he has now that he's flying flies about roughly the same as what Tucker's giving away. But dude, it would be sick if one of us did win it, And man, I have to say, if one of you guys win it, you have to post a video about it. I'm like dying to see whoever, because dude, every time you see like Tucker do a giveaway to somebody, I've never seen them post a video or anything about their new setup or them flying around. And I know that a lot of people don't make video content either. I do understand it. But for me, it's like, man, I'd be dropping some slammer videos about it. And then I would be like, I'm turning this thing around right now. I'm giving it away. I would love for that to happen, That would be so crazy. Because you got to think, Tucker probably made so much money on selling those t-shirts and gear that he could probably buy a couple more of them. And that's kind of like the idea of what I'm trying to figure out for myself too. I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I be raising money to be hooking everybody up? Like, I just wish that I could make that type of a difference. Kurt, that would be really cool, you know, if I won it, and if I really did, I'm telling you guys firsthand, if I win that Paramotor, I will be giving it away myself. Wow, Clayton, I can't believe you just made that statement. I never once thought about that. Never once had that thought. That's actually crazy true. That's so funny to think that when you go flying the electric Paramotor, it weighs the same the whole time. And then when we go flying these around, we're losing about 8 pounds a gallon, right? So that is funny to think, man. And today I went up with 30 gallons of fuel on this, which was definitely too much fuel. I shouldn't have went up with that much because, dude, I probably still have every bit of like 2.5 gallons in there. Dude, that's so crazy, Clayton, that you made that statement, man. That one's going to stick with me forever now. I can't wait till I see somebody with an electric Paramotor and be like, yeah, no matter what, bro, when you take off and you land, you still weigh the same. I actually think that's really funny, man. Oh, man, I can't believe we've been on the live already for 46 minutes. That's actually really cool. I'm really glad that you guys all came on here, too, and we're all hanging out. We're talking about Paramotors. This is like really a dream come true for me, and I absolutely love that we're all talking about this epic sport, you know. And I can't believe I was just out flying. I can't believe how like I can just go right to the beach, get up to 1,600 feet to right at ground level, and go live the dream for a couple hours, you know. And me and Pilot Tom had a really good time together, and I love it when my headset's on and we're talking the whole time because it just makes it so much more fun, you know. It's like you're hanging out with your friend. And you know what's so crazy about Pilot Tom is that we never knew each other before, ever. And he was the first guy I ever saw with a Paramotor, and I didn't even know who he was. Didn't even talk to him that day. Never even saw him again until a year later. Once I already had my own Paramotor, and I already got, dude, I think I was at my 8th or 9th flight when I first hung out with Pilot Tom. And I was so excited, and it was all basically like it was meant to be, you know? I can't believe the first guy I ever saw with a Paramotor is the guy that I fly with the most, you know? Don't get it wrong, I fly a lot with Asmat too, my mentor, the guy who taught me how to fly. I fly with him a lot. But dude, me and Pilot Tom's like timing for work is so like synced together that it's like we always get the chance to hang out. We get to really just go live the dream. And it's so funny. I hang out with Tom in the air more than we hang out ever on the ground. We've actually never really hung out unless we're paramotoring, you know. And to me, it's like that special friend, you know. It's like someone totally different, and it's incredible, you know. And every time I see him, it's like I light up because it's like, man, we're about to go have the best time ever. It's like the same thing I feel like when I see Asmat. It's the same thing I feel when I go get to hang out with the other pilots, you know. And like Pilot Pat, you know, Pilot Pat, he works a lot. So he is actually probably the hardest one to hang out with. And he has a couple cool Paramotors. He was the first Parajet Maverick I worked on in the shop. He had an MY20. He had like a little water landing. Nothing's crazy. He was skimming the shallow part of the beach, doing a foot drag, and something happened where he just went right in. He belly flopped. He had a tailwind or downwind, and his whole Paramotor got soaked with salt water, and his pull start wouldn't engage anymore because the plastic in there got so dirty. So all I did was I took it all apart, cleaned it all up, WD-40'd the hell out of that engine. And the paws or the pawns, whatever they're called, that are on the starter wheel and they come out like this, you know, that go to the flywheel. What I did was, because, dude, no matter how much I cleaned it, they wouldn't work right. I lightly sanded it down, and it works amazingly. Would you say that? Would you say, Clayton? I say goodbye, old friends, and hello, new flying friends. It is so amazing because, and I feel like I'm the annoying one now to my other friends, my old, like, high school friends, kids I grew up with, people I skateboarded with growing up, or grew up riding with, like quad riding and hot rodding and stuff. It's so funny because, like, I feel like I talk so much about paramotors, and it's like I'm speaking Chinese to them, because they don't. I'm not trying to say they don't get it, but they're like, "Wow, does it really make you that happy?" And I'm like, "Dude, you do not understand. It's like you shouldn't even have brought up my flying then, because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip your ear off. I feel like about the pure excitement that just comes right out of me. That's why I really wanted to be a YouTuber. It's like I get to bring everybody on the flights because I know that a lot of people, don't ever get the time or the money to potentially get into the sport. And then that's why I just feel like it's so special how I get to have all these cameras rolling. I get to bring everybody on these flights, and it's just really a good time. Dude, Clayton, they don't like at all. And I'm not here talking bad or anything because I love all my friends. I mean, like, they're what I live for. And it's just amazing the difference with the paramotor friends like you guys and the old school friends that don't fly. It's just like I feel like I'm the annoying one in the group now because, like, that's why I always try to say, like, all right, we can just stop talking about it because literally, watch my YouTube channel then if you guys want to see what it's really like because I don't know how else to explain it. I've just never had so much excitement in my life. Like, I've always been this happy, energetic person, like, wake up with this positive, good mood. I've always been like that because I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I have bills that come every month. I know that you guys do too. Life's hard for everybody. We all have problems. But it's like I'd rather think of all those things in a positive outlook instead of being like, "Oh man, I can't believe my electric bill is here again." I'm more happy that I can pay those bills and then go get to live this adventurous life and be happy. I'm actually generally super happy. And I don't think I've ever been unhappy. There's definitely been hard times in my life, but I've never met someone who didn't have hard times in their life. And like for me, I just love to share the excitement. I love to share the positivity. I love sharing that no matter what, if you have a dream, you can go and get it. And my dream was paramotoring, and I never knew it. Clayton, dude, it was a really good time, dude. I'm so happy that you hung out. And, like I said, I always try to push for 1 hour on these, I guess, my little lives, So, but yeah, hey, Clayton, dude, you're the man for coming on here, dude. I still can't believe that you beat us all in height still. I'm going to try to beat that 8,000 feet. That's pretty epic, man. So, but all right, Clayton, you have a good one, man. Thanks for being on. But yeah, so, like I was saying, guys, I love being me. I'm not like anybody else. I'm not here to be like anybody else. And like, yeah, like I've been called out about like some of Tucker's stuff, but I like to represent what he's doing. Like, I respect that he's like, he might not be like the best paramotor pilot out there, but in my eyes, he's like this really good YouTuber. He's super positive about everything he's doing, and he loves flying. It's like I feel it when I watch his videos. And like for me, I feel like I'm trying to get better at my edits, to get to that point of like how he has it. But I'm trying to be me. I'm not trying to be anything like Tucker. And I ain't gonna lie, I definitely don't own any other t-shirts that don't say risky on it, But like to me, dude, it's super fucking epic. And I love that. And I love being different. I love what Tucker does. That's why, I respect what he is doing. And that's why I always buy his shirts, I buy my gear through him. I bought my 3-blade E-prop through him. I bought my wing through him. And I buy all the clothes from him, I even had to go buy those risky socks, dude. I thought they were so epic. Eric, what's up, buddy? Glad that you're back. I'm not going to lie, though, Eric. I'm probably only going to be on here for another few more minutes until I actually sign off. because like I said, I'm trying to really push these for like an hour. But really, I feel like this is a really good live tonight, guys. I'm really happy that you guys were really on here. I'm really happy with all the paramotoring talk. And this is it, and I can't ever actually get enough of it, And I wish that when I did these lives, like I had, I guess, other topics to maybe talk about. So maybe I'll be a little bit sharper on the next one, like maybe something more to talk about, like, oh my God, about Anthony Vella, how his accident, that was horrific. I saw another video. He looks like he's doing really good now. Like he's getting better pretty quickly, which is impressive. And what else? And like things like, the most updated paramotor that's about to hit the market and things in that nature. Oh, right, Eric. Yeah, you're on your other phone, right? Yeah, I know what you meant, Eric. The time caught traction with me. Yeah, man. Kurt, dude, I'm so happy that you're on here, man. I actually really enjoy your videos too, and I just love being a pilot. And that's like when I worked on Pilot Pat's paramotor, he was like, "Dude, what do I owe you?" I was like, "You know what you owe me is I just can't wait to see you post another video about you flying." Oh yeah, okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I'm trying to push these videos. They're hard to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like some people are like, "Oh, it's just sitting in front of a camera and talking," but it's like it's not that easy. And like for me, I in my YouTube videos, I edit a lot of things out because I say things wrong or I'll mess up saying something like, "Dude, that was an epic sat," when really he was just doing a wing over or things in that nature. You know what I mean? And I don't know. When you're doing a YouTube live, I feel like you're so exposed. It's you easily mess up. I already think that I've already cursed, I think, a few times on this live, which that's something I'm not trying to do. I don't want to curse on the channel, and it's like to me, it's like displaying ignorance. You don't need to be cursing. I'm just here trying to express my positive energy and trying to live this cool dream and be able to try to inspire other people, and really with the YouTube lives, what I'm really trying to do too is I'm trying to engage with the people that are subscribed to the channel. Like, I can't believe I just broke over 11,000 subscribers, man. And it's amazing. But what's weird is it's like, what does everybody like watching on the channel? What are people subscribing to my channel for? Or like, what parts of my videos do you like the best? Do you love my little intros? Do you like my middles? Do you like how I end it? Do you absolutely hate it and that's why you follow, just to see what I'm doing, make sure that you can be on top of me or whatever? I don't know. It's so much stuff that I think about. I stress a little bit about it where I'm trying not to stress at all, about it either. But, I'm just trying to live the dream. And I'm trying to be a good YouTuber, now, finally being really established with being on YouTube and being monetized, getting paid once a month on here. And it's not like it's anything special, I'm a small YouTube creator is how I like to put it. And I want to be bigger. I want to be better. I want to learn better skills about it, and I just want to, bring you guys all for the ride and do cool epic giveaways too and be able to dude, I would love to get a whole bunch of 3-blade E-props and be able to hand them right out, hand them out, to all of you guys. And I think that would be really cool, really special. All right, Eric. Hey, dude, it was really good that you're on. I'm sorry, Eric, that it was so much later. I'm trying to be a little bit better about my times, around 4 to 5 o'clock for hopefully Wednesday, okay? So, but Eric, thanks for hopping on here. And hey, thank you for that too. It is pretty amazing to have this many subscribers now. It makes me happy, so. Wow, Kurt, that's really nice of you to say, man. I really appreciate that. That really means a lot. All right, Eric, I'll talk to you later, buddy. Thanks for coming on the live. Yeah, Kurt, that's all I want to do is I'm only being me. I'm not here to hide anything. And that's why I like to do those uncut videos too, so people can really see what it's like. But I only like doing them if I do a flight that's under 15 minutes, which is kind of on the rare side, but I don't know. Man, I can't believe it's already pretty dark out already. came in the garage when it was pretty light out, and now it's dark. So yeah, so Kurt, I'm thinking about hopping off the live. We're literally a couple seconds away from being at an hour. I do really enjoy doing these lives. Kurt, you're the man for coming on here and dropping all your comments. Same with you, Clayton. Same to Scoob. I really do appreciate you guys watching. It really means a lot to me. I love sharing videos. I love it, you know, and I love sharing what has really, truly changed my life and is shaping my life up. You know, I love being a paramotor pilot. All right, Scoob. Yeah, man. All right. To all you guys for watching, you guys are the best for being on the live. And until the next one, everybody. And I have some really cool videos that I'm about to be dropping, so make sure you guys all stay tuned for that. So, everybody, till the next one, I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm going to push for 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, all right? That's normally what I'm really trying to aim for, unless I go flying. Yeah, guys, see you later, and thanks for being on here. You guys are actually the best. So, until the next one, everybody, Wednesday, all right?